Good day, everyone. It's Snoo. Today, coming out with a video, and I feel like I need to preface this video with some important information that'll give some much-needed context into why I'm making it. Today, we're going to be testing the real experience per hour of the newest and hottest dungeon, Post-nerf. You know what? I'm just going to say it the way I see it. There's a lot of content out there that is suggesting certain amount of EXP per hour on dungeons, pre-nerf, post-nerf. There's no doubt in my mind that this new dungeon, Alder's Cave, which seems to be the flavor of the week after the recent patch, is going to get a whole lot of playtime. There's going to be a lot of people going here for good reason. I've tested quite a few dungeons myself, and it appears to be the best one for solo play. Especially love the fact that you can full clear it, complete it, and not feel bad about it. You spend a whole lot more time in the dungeon, a lot less time in between the dungeons. And that's an important distinction, because the biggest bone I have to pick with what many other people are saying is they're touting numbers that, in my opinion, do not represent the real XP per hour potential of a farm. And I believe in most cases they're leaving out the downtime, kind of suggesting that there essentially is no downtime. Pardon me, I'm getting interrupted here. Seems there is no dungeon that is absolutely safe right on the outside. So, what I'm going to provide for you today is something you won't find anywhere else, pretty much anywhere else, because it's something that is absolutely in my wheelhouse, testing dungeons for currency per hour in the case of Path of Exile, or EXP per hour. Certainly doable in Diablo 4. We're going to be running this dungeon non-stop for 1 hour. I'm going to give you this video uncut, raw. And we're just going to basically track everything as truthfully and honestly as we possibly can. And the reason why, you haven't seen me come out with a whole lot more content like this prior is because I don't really like making content like this. Wow, I just won't stop doing it. I don't really like making content like this unless I know for a fact that I have a character worthy of showcasing it. I am no stranger to zoom mapping. And I'm no stranger to zoom dungeoning. But I gotta have the character to do it. So I have a Whirlwind Barb who is pretty much outstandingly geared at this point. He is ready for speed farming like nobody's business. They even got an amulet with movement speed, which is kind of unusual, as well as some other really good stats. You can see all the skill tree. Again, I've mentioned this before, and this Barb is just kind of the evolution of this Barbarian. It is Whirlwind with Ground Stomp. My particular flavor I like. I am following, the guides for the most part. Basically, the max roll guide, predominantly. And the Paragons, you can just kind of see, there's a guide on max roll, Whirlwind in-game Barb. It's basically that. Every single glyph I have is level 15 or higher. And, if this character isn't up to snuff, isn't ready to prove it, I don't know who is. So the results that come out of this should reflect pretty much the maximum farming efficiency capacity of any character. I could be wrong about that when it comes to like other classes, so please do share somebody or give me a VOD of some kind, like that actually has a decent amount of time devoted to it, so I can actually compare and contrast, because I would be interested in that. But for the time being, I'm going to go on a limb and say you probably can't farm the dungeons much faster than my character can. Probably. I don't say that to brag. I say that because I've been very patient about making videos like that, particularly because I don't want that not to be the case. Alright, so we enter the dungeon, and you see right away, this takes some time. This takes some time. Now, there was a dungeon recently in Hauerzar's zone that was giving some crazy amount of EXP per hour, and what kind of prompted me to make this video is there were videos even touting that made up to 22 million EXP per hour solo, like legit. And I'm sorry, even my BS, look, I'm kind to over exaggerations, I don't mind, but even my BS meter was going off on that one. I did the test and I barely exceeded half of that. But in this case, for this new dungeon, this is like the day after the patch, and there's not really a whole lot of information yet. Not too many people have come out and touted, certain X number EXP per hour. But I almost guarantee you, based on what I've seen in recent days, that the number is going to exceed whatever I get here. Probably. So you can see my character starting with a little over 42 million gold. And let's see, we got 3,652,071 EXP. I will be logging the difference by using this right here. So we got a notepad. Holder's Cave 1 hour test, EXP start, finish, XP per hour, gold start, finish, gold per hour. The gold's not that important, especially because I am going to be ignoring all rares because I don't want anything to hold me back in terms of speed for this. I will be picking up legendaries though. I don't mind clicking a few legendaries. So we're going to see the legendaries per hour. And this is actually kind of important, the legendaries per hour. I think this is sort of the equivalency of magic finding in this game. People are going to be curious about that. Legendaries per hour, uniques per hour over the long term. And I think this dungeon at the current patch is going to prove to be one of the best, if not the best, for solo farming. And when you're thinking about what dungeon to do, maybe you care about how many legendaries per hour. You probably do, as well as the XP per hour. So this might be the best dungeon for both, as a matter of fact. That's not that surprising, because if it's a dungeon that has the most elites in it, in the shortest span of time of running it, it probably is going to be the best of both worlds. So we're going to look at this, and I'm going to time this using my phone here, but you know, you can kind of understand how that's going to go, because you're going to have the entire video uncut anyway, so there's not going to be any funny business going on. Although I will say there are some situations where maybe there are some kind of technical difficulties, or you know, in some cases the dungeon exiting, zoning out, bugs out and sends you back to town. I will be giving a reprieve for that situation, actually pausing the timer when that happens. I believe that's not supposed to happen, but it happens every great once in a while when you exit the dungeon enter. So yeah, if you're curious how to do this, how to get about as much EXP per hour, this is how to do it legit. At least if you have a character like mine. All right. So in fact, it's going to be so legit that I'm going to re-zone in because I want to start the timer exactly when I click the door. This is serious business. I'm not messing around here. We're not cutting any corners. Click, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, here we go, and we're off. So I got the timer on my phone, and I'll always be able to see it. And I'm just going to stop whenever that number hits 60. 60 minutes, it's done. The only reason I even open a chest is in case it spawns an elite. It is actually worthwhile checking down here on this minor dead end, but one thing that makes this dungeon really cool is no backtracking. Don't need to kill every single monster, but you know, just trying to verify the efficiency of it. This must be... Oh, never mind. Okay. I thought that was something else. Presumably, I will not die even once. I'd be very surprised if I did, although there are bulls and bees in here, so who knows, maybe. The butcher, really? You know, I was actually thinking about this before I started. Should I even do the butcher? I guess if he dies this fast, it's fine. Still, that's kind of funny, though. The butcher will technically slow me down for a second. But nobody, literally nobody is going to not do the butcher. Really? I got temerity pants? That might be an actual upgrade. Might be an actual upgrade. Because I need a better pair of those. Wow. So you can see this dungeon is laid out. You've already seen a ton of elites, and I mean, geez, I've already gotten 2 legendaries and a unique. I will, of course, pick up any and all shrines I get. No reason not to do that. Teleport again. Sometimes this center zone is really good. got his YouTube client on. You remember my streamer client? No, man, streamer client works either way. To be fair, this is a very good farm for legendaries. I actually got my one and only pair of gores in here off of
I must wait.
some monster in here, but I ended up not liking gores very much. The back end is even better than the front end. The front end's alright, it's pretty straightforward, a lot of elite packs. But what makes this dungeon super rare and cool is that it's one of the very few dungeons that actually has, because every dungeon is basically broken down in 2 parts. And in most cases, either one or both of those 2 parts is kind of crappy when it comes to farming efficiency. This dungeon is very unique in that not only one, but both are pretty good, pretty juicy in terms of the amount of elites and therefore the XP you can gain. The back end especially is good now. In an ironic twist of fate, slaying all enemies is now the best type of mechanic because it's automatically spawning enemies in your face and you don't really have to kill every single enemy. It also seems to spawn more elites than anything else. Even still. I don't know if this dungeon missed the nerf bad or what, but I mean, it's not that outrageous, to be fair. You do actually, in this case, we do actually want to try and unlock the final bit because we get a little bit of extra bonus. So the real cherry on top is that we get to kill one more elite and we actually get credit for completing the dungeon. You actually get a little bit of bonus XP. Oh, sorry, here, just to make sure. So that took me 4 minutes and 20 seconds. 4 minutes and 20 seconds to do that dungeon. Now, I did have to kill Butcher. I did have one tiny moment where I kind of backtracked here. So I exited dungeon there, legit, and then we leave dungeon. And here's the thing. See this process right here? This is actual time. This takes time. Now, I don't mind, if somebody says a certain thing makes XP, a certain amount of XP per dungeon. That's fine. But if you're going to tout XP per hour, especially in speed runs where a legitimately high amount of time is spent not actually running the dungeon, even this right here, zoning in, is still extra time. I'm not running the dungeon. You can't not count that. Like, it's very misleading if you do. Or if you fail to count that.
How long we gonna stay?
So I think it's very important.
This place reeks.
Look, I am all too familiar with being scrutinized up and down for how I make farming videos and claiming, a certain amount of currency or whatever per hour. And, if you're gonna, somebody who's speaking from much experience, if you're gonna tout something like that, you better have the VOD to back it up. And that's one thing that I take some issue with is I don't even see any VODs. Like, a content creator will say they tested something for X amount of time and, like, where's the proof? There's no proof of it. Which, isn't that big of a deal unless you're touting, this is something to the effect of this is the new best way to farm currently in the game. Oh my god, OMG, clickbait the hell out of it. If you're going to do that, you got to back it up. At the very least, you should supply a link to an uncut VOD of you doing that farm for, in my opinion, at least an hour. If you're going to claim something per hour, at the very least. Although, granted, EXP is very consistent, so maybe you could get away with less than an hour. Even then, I still think. Notice, I bet there are a lot of people who don't check these dead ends. That was obviously worth going up there for an extra elite pack, even with a minor walk back that I had to do. Obviously, that was worth checking up there. I suspect a lot of people aren't checking. I noticed that the very short little dead ends like that quite often have an elite pack in them.
Not ready yet.
This guy always takes forever to kill. I don't really know why. Doesn't take any damage at all. Still better than those spikes, though. Now, this dungeon is probably this is certainly one of the least group-friendly dungeons I've ever seen, considering how groups you get to share EXP across the entire dungeon, regardless of how far away you are. This is almost entirely linear. It's not quite linear. I mean, it is basically the strand of D4 dungeons, for any PoE heads out there. Okay, there's an event that spawned on the channeling shrine. I mean, I'll clear one round of it, but I'm not going to clear anything else. Now, that is weird how it sends me all the way down here. Seems a little different. Spawned so many enemies.
I must wait.
I feel like Whirlwind is gotta be one of the best classes for this. For this specific type of farming. Especially in terms of like lower to mid-tier nightmare farming. Certainly gotta be.
Not ready yet.
There was a little bit of backtracking that took place there, but well, we should be about there. Yep. Oh, wow. That's amazing. I haven't experienced a CC trap like that in a long time. Okay. Anyway, no problem. Basically came out alright there. Dungeon done. Now it's been 9 minutes and 10 seconds. That one actually took a little bit longer. A little more backtracking going on, I guess. But that's good, because it's going to show averages. I really do think, especially with the way this dungeon ends, that a quasi-full clear is going to be best. Not necessarily like literally clearing everything, but of course that's generally not the best. But as far as like actually clearing enough to spawn the end boss, with that bonus XP at the end, and the extra elite kill, the high value elite kill, by the way, yeah, probably good. So we'll be curious to know how some of you guys feel about the whole crazy EXP per hour craze that is, you know, currently taking the content scene by storm. It's interesting to read some of the stuff on Reddit. There we go, elite pack back here, just like usual. My god, what is this, like 7 elites?
Ready yet.
That I didn't even see a single one until I actually chose to go down there.
Not ready yet.
No, what in the world? Okay, 3 uniques. Getting one unique per map, apparently. This is wacky RNG. Don't worry though, it's just those stupid boots again that I get every single time. Damn. Unstoppable wore off.
I must wait. I'm not ready yet.
I won't be able to make videos like this forever. This is another reason why I'm making it, is because my character is level 95, and so we're in kind of the sweet spot of being capable of earning the most XP possible, because the monsters are the highest level they'll ever be. At level 95? 94? I thought they would be 95. Okay. And then, you know, once I reach level 100, I can't test EXP per hour things anymore, so it's going to be my contribution to the community.
I'm not ready yet.
That reminds me of the last dungeon. I mean, that is pretty good. Pretty good, not gonna lie. Oh, he is the last one. Okay. There we go, another dungeon done. It's 13.5 minutes. I think I did a little faster on that one. Timer paused. Bugged out, apparently, and sent me back all the way to town. I don't know why it does that. But it's not supposed to do that, so I'm pausing the timer in the event that it does this. It seems to do it every great once in a while. I don't know what the deal is, but it's actually a bit of a long run back up there.
Not while I'm in town.
Maybe it is faster to go ahead and take the waypoint, but... doesn't really make any difference because this is free time right here. This is time I should not have to spend because of some weird issue with, I guess, getting back into the game. Presumably this is something that would get fixed eventually.
I need more time.
Okay. Timer back on. As if it never happened. You can see there's not a whole lot of lag though, going in and out. I mean, just generally speaking, there's not very many people that actually know about this farm yet. But it certainly will get a lot more attention, I think. Not because of my video, and my videos aren't getting that much attention anyway, but just because it really is that good.
I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. Ready yet. I must wait. I must wait.
Ported nowhere. Now, one bad thing about these mobs is they're invisible sometimes. So I think the automatic spawns
Ready yet.
don't really spawn elites all that much anymore. They do sometimes a little bit.
I'm not ready yet.
Jeez, I'm gonna have to go back to town at this rate. I shouldn't have to go back to town. I shouldn't find that many, but we're less than a third of the way done. That's beautiful. I absolutely love the end of this dungeon. Really nice. 17 minutes 40 seconds after 4 runs. You can see it's taking almost 4.5 minutes to do. Well, I mean, basically, yeah, it is taking 4.5 minutes at least per run, counting all of the downtime. Because it officially ends when I would enter the door next, so it's already over 18 minutes. So I can get a pretty solid sense. It's about 4.5 minutes per run. Again, if we remove that butcher kill in there, which added a few seconds, probably around there. Rockin says, what farm is this? This is Older's Cave, the newest and hottest XP farming fun. And legendary farm. Solo. Very good for solo. Not so much for group play, actually. So if you're a solo player and you like farming XP and legendaries fast, and you would like to have a dungeon where you don't just go in and out after the first half of it, but you actually complete the dungeon and feel good about it, this is the perfect farm for you. And a fairly linear dungeon. Especially post-nerf, this is surprisingly high amount of elites.
I must wait. I'm not ready yet. I must wait.
Juicy, man.
I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet.
So now the dungeon's over half over.
I must wait. I'm not ready yet.
Killer shrine again. Where's the acceleration speed shrine? That's the one I really want.
I must wait.
Really? It's funny, I checked that. Howdy, Glamour. What's going on? .21.5 minutes. I did that one a little extra fast. Got lucky with the shrines. As much as I think I don't need an artillery shrine to improve my clearing efficiency, that can't deny. It makes it go faster. At least a little bit. It's like whirlwinding the entire screen. Screen wide. Oh my god. I'm gonna have to pause the timer again. Or no, never mind. I thought it kicked me out. Back to the city. I could have swore that was a city graphic. You guys have any big farming strategies that are working out really, really well for you? Any secret strats? In my own arsenal build, whirlwind and leap. Arsenal, you know, I've been wondering about that. Do you feel like it has any real potential? Wait, why am I stuck? That's weird.
I'm not ready yet.
Blind burrows back to back with heroes.
I'm not ready yet.
Heroes? What's heroes? Blind burrows, I do think that's actually one of the only dungeons that has real potential outside of this one.
I'm not ready yet.
Help us get out of here!
I do like the idea of a 0 log time.
I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet.
There's even like a resplendent chest in every one of them. Wild.
I must wait. I must wait. I'm not ready yet.
What? Definitely completed that. Wow, that latency is brutal. No grace period at all. My latency is too good. I moved away when it was like 99% done. It still didn't finish it. Crazy.
I'm not ready yet. I must wait. I'm not ready yet.
Sorry? Why sorry? Oh yeah, blind to Eridu. Right, right. I tried it. I didn't think it was that good. I feel like Eridu just got smashed so hard that it didn't even make up for the log time. Although I did think it was better than... Was it Champion's Demise swap? I thought the Champion's Demise switcheroo was pretty awful.
I must wait.
Not saying it's bad. Definitely one of the best things to do, but yeah. Went from 22 million. Yeah, here's the thing. It was never 22 million. If you count downtime between dungeons, I literally don't think it, I think it's a complete lie. 22 million. I saw that number from 2 separate content creators, big name content creators. And I tested the dungeon. I went as fast as I possibly could, counting the downtime between dungeons, and excluding any kind of buggy, funny business with like porting back to town, I got about 13 million per hour. That's the best I could do. So I mean, could somebody out there get maybe 14, maybe 15 million an hour, maybe at the max? I don't think there's any situation unless I'm completely being blindsided by some insane speed farming demon class out there that is just like completely, that makes my barbarian look like, you know, grandma with a cane. Okay, if if something like that exists, well then all right, I'm wrong. But I mean, otherwise, I'm not wrong. Assuming that's not the case. So you know, I reserve the right to be completely What in the world? Oh, that's the event down there. Okay, that's complete. Okay, this is very unusual pathing. Only things I can see are stacking XP buffs and party. Oh yeah, right, yeah, I can't speak for party play, but here's the thing, like those content creators I mentioned, they were referring to it as solo XP. They weren't referring to it as party, or either or. They explicitly said 22 million XP solo farming. Alright. Why? Why again, dude? Stop taunting me. So, if you're a newbie here, how you liking the game? You can't be that new if you're speaking in the lingo of XP per hour. I need to be humble. I am only researching in tandem with work because don't worry about it, man. I generally agree with that sentiment. It's important to be humble. What I'm doing right now is absolutely not humble. I am basically calling out the content creation community and saying, hey, stop this BS about advertising stuff that's not true. But I am able to get away with it because this is my domain. This is my wheelhouse. Farming, testing the actual, again, currency per hour, gold per hour, per hour. You know, I test things rigorously. I make sure that I'm not in over my head. I make sure that I have, you know, at the very least, like one of the fastest, most efficient characters in the game to test something. Because, you know, none of this means anything if my character's slow, right? If I was doing like a, if I had even just a, if I had even just an A tier clear, this wouldn't mean anything. I have to have an actual S tier clearing character for this to mean anything. So, you know, it makes the stakes kind of high on me. But I've been doing this long enough. I pretty well know when I'm over my head and when I'm not. I'm 98% sure I'm not in over my head right now making this video. Which 3 is my barb currently in leveling math. My friend do the campaign together, so we're still not done. Want to enjoy things? Good, man. I mean, what I'm doing is ultra meta stuff. It's not for the faint of heart. It's not enjoying stuff. You're watching somebody right now who takes things a little bit too seriously. If that makes sense. I min-max the fun out of the game. That's what I like to do. Had to pause the time at 31:23. 31 minutes 23 seconds. Timer paused because it ported us back to the freaking town again. I do not know why. I finally stopped getting legendaries like crazy, so maybe my bags will sustain Legos. Enjoy this very short break. Ah, yes, I know that. Yeah, I should probably go ahead and let it do that, as a matter of fact. So that's a good point.
How long we gonna stay
All right,
here?
timer back on.
This place reeks.
Actually, I'm gonna pause just a second because I should have put it on before I was loading. Okay, it's probably good enough. Does he not ever spawn elites opening those chests?
We're not ready yet. I must wait.
What is my Fury gen?
Not ready.
What, like a number? Is it a number on the character stat thing? Never actually looked at that number. My gear is impeccable. I have Fury regen, resource regen on both rings.
You better have the ransom you.
Oh, I'm not doing this. Method. Oh, it's primarily it's 4 Fury per second per shout. So I have 3 shouts, so it's 12 Fury per second plus any multipliers for increased Fury regen. It is an aspect that you have to find drop only. It was the last one I found before I could really bring the character online. Now, this build, before you have like literally every piece you need for maximum output, you just run a generator. Like lunging strike most people use. Rallying cry, of course, is also giving a lot extra too, as you said. Yeah, if you follow the guides, like max roll guide or whatever it is you're looking at, I assume you'll be fine.
We're not ready yet. We're not ready yet. Not ready yet. We're not ready yet. We're not ready yet. I must wait.
Where are the elite packs?
We're not ready yet.
Back half of this map seems to be void of elites.
I must wait.
They're all back here, I guess.
I must wait.
35 minutes and 52 seconds. We're getting there. That was oddly fast. Probably means it's porting me to town again.
Ready yet. I'm not ready yet.
No whirlwind poldo.
I must wait.
What?
I'm not ready yet. I must wait.
Paragon. I didn't even spend the last one. Not even gonna spend them.
Ready yet. I must wait. I'm not ready yet.
Ooh. I think I finally spawned an elite from the chest.
I must wait. I'm low on fury.
Tell me I can activate those with like literally anybody hitting me? That's awesome. Awesome.
I must wait. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. I must wait. I must wait.
Almost getting a million. Almost a million. Per hit. Per whirlwind tick. $40 minutes and 30 seconds. Downtime, downtime.
I must wait.
Are we gonna stay here?
There probably is a 1 million hit tick somewhere in here.
I'm not ready yet. I must wait. I must wait. I must wait. I must wait.
Artillery might be the best. Might even be better than conduit.
I'm not ready yet. I must wait. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet.
What in the world? Spawning as I run away.
Not ready
I'm
yet.
too fast. I'm a detriment.
I must wait. I'm not ready
Oh,
yet.
this is awkward pathing.
I must wait.
So it actually increases the number and then...
I'm not ready yet.
Oh, that's interesting. Disappears the rest of the monsters. 4440. I should have kept tally. I wasn't actually keeping tally how many maps this was. Again, should be about 4.5 minutes per map. Hopefully we can identify it at the end. The city, huh? Pause the timer. Stop failing me. I think we're in the clear for the legendaries.
I can't do that here.
Start timer.
I must wait. I must wait. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet.
Uh-oh. Any legendaries? Oh, there we go. I think that's finally I got an elite out of a chest opening. Like that was never happening.
I must wait. 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 I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet.
I was expecting maybe I spawned one elite. Oh, I spawned a whole slew. That looks a lot like Eridu's.
I'm not ready yet.
"49 minutes on the dot." Oh, that's weird. This is gonna end up in like a half spot. Well, we got 10 minutes. Should be able to do 2 more dungeons.
I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet.
actually taking damage.
I'm not ready yet.
That's an event down there.
I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet.
Okay, again.
I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. I must wait.
Waller.
I'm not ready yet. I must wait.
$53.30. Alright, this is going to be the last run. Gonna put me at somewhere around 58, 59 minutes. I'll figure out how many runs I did, so I can do like XP per run.
I must wait. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. I must wait.
actually doing that event as much as I would like in Artillery Shrine.
I must wait.
More monsters for me.
I'm not ready yet.
Thanks, dude. Thanks for gifting subs there. Appreciate that. I don't get much of those these days on Diablo 4. Thank you for the knowledge. Well, what kind of knowledge did you get, my friend? One monster remains. The monster is me. Okay. So the clock's still ticking because if I was, doing these authentically, I'd still be, running them. So I gotta at least log back out. What really trying looks like. Yeah, that's what made me popular in the first place, not gonna lie. Like in Path of Exile, people appreciate tryhards a little more in that game, but anyway. Yes, this is what tryharding looks like. Could I go faster? Yeah, I could probably go a little faster, but not a lot. All right, so the final time is 58 minutes, 57 seconds. We're going to port back, because I would be zoning in now where I started the timer last time. Well, my bags didn't fill up all the way. 22, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 27, or rather 24 legendaries and 3 uniques. Dang it. It's a badly rolled temerity. I was looking forward to getting a better one. See, mine's only 68%. Oh well, just have to find another one, I guess. Mother's Embrace, keep finding that. And these boots I've found a million times. I'll look into the value of those later on. But for now... legendaries 24. I'll do another category, I guess. I wasn't expecting to do this, but 3 X per hour. How can you tell if something is unique? It drops it as a different color. If you're not tryharding in PoE, what are you even playing? I mean, there's some people that don't try hard in PoE. All right, this is completely uncut, so we got to cut to the chase here. We'll talk a little more leisurely later on. No, you can, No, you cannot reroll unique affixes. All right, now I am not supremely interested in legendaries per hour getting it exactly correct. So we're just going to take 24 divided by... Or sorry, 60... Oh yeah, I mean, okay, that's 24 per hour, I guess. I don't know what I'm thinking. 24, 3, 3. So, I mean, that number is going to be the same. Later on, you know, in future videos, this will make more sense to have that there. EXP per map. Gold per map. We're going to look at this as well. 9 divided by 4.5. 13. Okay. I did 13 runs. Yeah, that's right. Okay. So my average run time was 4.46. That's counting all downtime, excluding... okay, so yeah, we'll start it over for the sake of timestamps or whatever. I'm now presenting the results. We're plugging things in. And it looks like I did 13 runs in 58 minutes and 57 seconds. I went ahead and stopped it there because I didn't want to run it over or like stop in the middle of a run. So we're just kind of counting it there. Basically an hour. 24 legendaries were found. 3 uniques were found. That information is not super important, especially the uniques thing is way RNG. I will do videos later on that have a much larger sample size that will get down to the bottom of how many uniques per hour we're getting, like for real. But this video, that's just kind of for fun. The real important data is this bracket here, because in 1 hour session, you get pretty solid sense of what it would actually be like. So let's go ahead and look into that. We got 13,555,962. Okay. Let me actually go ahead and plug gold in here. 45,310,000. Again, I wasn't supremely interested in gold per hour because I'm not even picking up the rares and selling them, right? But just because I can, I figured I would go ahead. There's all the uniques and 3 uniques and 24 legendaries. All right there. So we take 40, 5, 6, 7, 4 minus 42,074,177. This is the amount per hour. Again, it's very close, and it's 39 minutes. Technically, it'd be slightly more than that. You know, I guess for complete, trying to be as completely true as I can be, 0.976. Okay, 0.976. I'm gonna put that number down here. 0.976. Okay, technically a little less than an hour. 3,2,3,6,4,9,7 divided by 0.976. Okay. That is the actual number. There. And number divided by 13. 255,883. 255,083 gold per map. Okay, now the big number that we all care about. Minus 3476249. Divided by 0.976. XP per hour, 10,327,575. Divided by 13. That's pretty amazing. Almost 800k per map. Okay, there it is. So, we did it. Went ahead as extras, put the uniques, legendaries, and gold. But the real meaningful one, the only truly meaningful one here is the XP per hour. Or maybe per map, if you cared. So that is essentially a full clear of Older's Cave. And of course I'm not clearing every single monster, but probably every single elite. I am checking, you know, the very, very minor backtracking dead ends. Not much. I skipped all the events. I did not skip Butcher. I killed Butcher, I think, 3 times. So I think 3 Butchers, 0 Goblins, a bunch of events that randomly spawned. I just kind of skipped because it's not worth it in terms of time if you're going strictly for XP per hour. But as you can see, I was able to crack 10 million XP per hour. So that is basically in perfect alignment with what I tested off stream. Yes, I already did this test off stream. So, of course, I don't normally do a test like this unless I'm quite confident that I can do it again a second time. So, I'm personally pleased to see the numbers come out basically exactly the same. This was a level 95 character, so the monsters are up to level 95, which means the phase from 95 to 99 is essentially the most XP per hour you can get because the monsters are the highest level they'll be, giving the most XP they can. So I don't really see it getting much better than that. If you are aware of any character that is able to just absolutely blitz full clear Older's Cave in, let's say, under 4 minutes, like well under 4 minutes, and get essentially 800k experience per map in doing so. So yeah, if somebody's getting 800k in under 4 minutes, let me know. I'd be very curious to see a raw, uncut VOD of that. I'm quite skeptical. So, as far as I know, that sort of thing doesn't exist. And yet, you know, I'm already seeing on websites, Reddit, and whatnot, people claiming to full clear this place in 3 minutes flat. Although that could be with groups. But even still, I think in a group that would be pretty tough to do. Fairly tough to do on this map. I could be wrong, though. I'm not super keyed in on group play. So, that is going to be the video. Again, final recap. The reason I made this video is because I'm getting a bit disgruntled at how sensational the clickbait is on EXP per hour. If I was, you know, a regular player, I wouldn't know any better. And I would just take the numbers for granted. It so happens that, personally, I am a hardcore min-maxer. I love min-maxing the fun out of the game. I love try-harding. I love testing things like this, usually currency per hour in PoE or whatever. And I am someone who is somewhat known for making sensational claims as well. But I back it up. You know, I do it to show you guys what it actually looks like. You know, if you did have a character like this and you did try hard and you really tried to maximize as much as you possibly could, what is essentially the best case scenario? In this case, EXP per hour in this dungeon looks to be about 10 million. Maybe 11 million at the absolute tops, I would say. So when you turn around and see, or if you've probably already seen videos out there claiming 15, I'm almost sure of it, probably by the time I release this video, 15 million XP per hour, Older's Cave. 20 million XP per hour, Older's Cave. It ain't true. Not if you actually run the dungeons. If you don't believe me, prove me wrong. Do the test yourself. Post it to YouTube. Share the Twitch VOD. I will eat my words, but not until somebody actually proves it. So that is a high bar, and that's where I sit. I always place a high bar. I place a high bar on myself, and I place a high bar on anybody else. That's the way it is. All right. So thank you for watching. Let me know what you thought. Let me know what other dungeons you think would be good. I'm thinking of maybe doing a test like this also for nightmare dungeons, you know, just to get a sense of just how much worse nightmare dungeons are compared to spamming dungeons, because that is a big point of conjecture right now in the community. People really want Blizzard to buff nightmare dungeon EXP. I'm kind of on board with that probably, because I'm pretty sure it's going to be a bit worse. Maybe not that much worse. I guess it depends on what level Nightmare Dungeon you're doing and how much slower you do it. This character can do dungeons quite a bit higher level and still do them about as fast as I was doing these. So, I don't know. We'll see. In the meantime, thank you for watching. If you watched it all the way through, you're crazy. And I appreciate you for that. But either way, let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video.